Hello, everybody. Welcome again to another live stream here on WooEnglish. As always, my name is Hamza, and I will be, as always, your host on this linguistic journey. I see Amin has been waiting for some time right now, so he's been waiting for a quarter an hour now. So, Amin, I hope you are still there, and welcome to the live stream. I hope the live stream is not cutting right now. So the live stream, as you can see from the title, will be about Ibn Sina or Avicen, as he is called, like in the like Latin speaking world or in the European world. So he's called Avicen. So let me just share with you very quickly this this is like basically the topic that we will talk about. And maybe let me very quickly change my internet is quite slow. All right. So I hope you can still hear me. Nordin is here. Nordin, hello, welcome. Amin, of course, welcoming people. Amin, what about you? How are you doing? Same for Nordin. How are you doing? Great. Nordin, is this your first time attending the live stream, or have you attended the live stream before? I'm sure I've seen the name before, but probably it was someone else. It's possible. So yeah, I was saying that today we are going to talk about Ibn Sina, and yeah, because I posted a poll on the community section of our channel, and you guys voted for this story as the story that you want us to discuss during the live stream. I would love to ask from you to please like this video if you are watching it, as it really helps. So kindly like this video. Um, I will deeply appreciate that. Uh, a third time. All right, wonderful, great. So probably you know how the sessions go. So for those of you who probably are joining for the first time, this is a discussion live stream where we are going to read and to listen a small passage from one of our videos that you can find on our channel. And through the discussion that we are going to have, you are going to train yourself on listening and reading skills. At the same time, you are going to learn some new vocabulary and how to use it, because I try to teach language, or in general we try to teach language through stories. That's basically the concept of our channel. So today the story that we will focus on, that we will work on, is the story of Ibn Sina or Avicen, as I said before. So this is the video. So the whole video is almost 2 hours long, so you can listen to the whole story of Ibn Sina from the very beginning to the very end. But in a live stream of 1 hour, of course, we can't do that. So what we will do, we will listen to one chapter, and that will be chapter number 3. So we will listen to chapter number 3, and through chapter number 3, we are going to try and discuss learn some linguistic points, discuss like the story, learn or train ourselves to read and to listen. So that's basically what we will do. Ahsanul is here. So Ahsanul, welcome to the live stream, and I hope you two are doing great. I'm doing well. It was quite a hectic week, but it was a nice one, a very productive one. So I hope you had a nice week as well. Okay, so I need to go back here. So we will start the live stream, or we will start with this. What qualities make someone a great scholar or scientist? So if we have a scientist, in your opinion, what would make a good or like great scholar or scientist? Because the character or the person that we will talk about today is Ibn Sina. Ibn Sina was basically a scientist, a philosopher, a mathematician. And the question that, of course, I want to start with is a little discussion question, but also it will help you review the adjectives that you guys know, personality adjectives. So, for you, what are some important qualities that a scientist should have? And you need to use adjectives, okay? Adjectives. I will start. Maybe I will start so that. All right, Ahsanul already started. So Ahsanul gave us a very good one. Wisdom. So a person to be a scientist should be wise. Let me see. I mean, it's just welcome in SNL. Okay. For me, I think one is humility. So humility is being humble. Being humble. I really like Amin's answer. I really like Amin's answer. Uh, all right, so let me just share mine first. So humility, you should be down to earth. You should be modest. All right, you shouldn't be very arrogant. That's the opposite of humble. The opposite of humble is arrogant. Amin says curious, and I couldn't agree more with this. Like curious, absolutely. In order to be a successful scientist, you should have some curiosity. You should be very curious, and I totally agree with that. Let me just fix my. All right. So we said curiosity, wisdom, humility. What about the rest of you guys? So Amin or Ahsanul says work ethics. So you should be ethical and craving for innovation. Nice, nice. Just Ahsanul, it's ethics. We write it like this: ethics. Work ethics. It's plural. We usually like write it like in plural. Hardworking. I totally agree with that. Great. What about the rest? I see like six people today. The live stream is very down. It's like not as lively as it is, but as like most of our live streams are. So, please, if you could, if you are watching this, the 8 people, the 10 people who are watching, could you please be kind and like this video? It really helps draw some more attention to the live stream so that more people could join. What is ethics? Ethics basically is like moral, the moral way of working, right? The moral works. So for example, a scientist should not cheat or should not copy, right? Copy something from someone else. To be confident, well organized, white skin, is that an ethic? I don't understand that one. I don't understand that one. Mentality. Are you talking about ethics? I mean, well, for ethics, it's different. It's different from not mentality, but morality. It's moral. It has to do with the morals. What are your values, basically? So ethics is related to values. What are the values that you have? So in order to be a good scientist, you should have good and high values. Like you don't go and copy from other people and claim it is yours. If you take the work of someone else as a scientist and say this is my work, then that's unethical, right? It's the opposite of ethical. All right, so ethical is something that is of high value, right? And also it's something that is morally right, morally correct, not giving up, not giving up. Great. All right, so those were some of the um like qualities that you guys say should exist in a scientist. I think I should give you another 1 minute so that you can give me some more adjectives that you can think, or more qualities that you should think should apply to a scientist. Not drinking for religious reason. Oh, well, if you think that that's important, then okay. If you think that's important, then that's okay. Amin, welcome. So, what is his name, Amin? I should give him a shout out. Is he older than you or younger than you? But of course, he is most welcome. And thank you so much, Amin, for sharing with him the live stream. He should be very proud of you, Amin. He should be very proud of you. Maybe I should show this one so that he recognizes you. Amin is one of the most brilliant viewers that we have. Ryan, he's younger than me. All right. So, Ryan, if you are watching this, welcome to the live stream. I hope you can understand what we are doing here. All right. Thank you, Amin, for like inviting your brother. That's so lovely. Okay. So I think we should move on. So before reading, I wanna like do two things before we go and read or listen. I wanna do two things. The first one is we will have a little quiz about what we already know about Ibn Sina or Avicenne. Of course, if you don't know the exact information, you can guess it, okay? Because during the reading, when we will be listening, we will be discovering these like pieces of information, these facts about Avicenne. So if you don't know them from the get-go, it's totally fine. But we are just having some fun, and I hope you will be like more engaged in this second activity. The second thing that we will do after we finish the quiz is we will see five words, five difficult or challenging words that you will find during like the live stream. You will find them in the reading or in the listening passage. So we want you to be ready when you see them. So let's go to the first one. What was Ibn Sina's primary field of study? Why am I asking this question? Because Ibn Sina actually had a lot of fields. He was proficient in a lot of fields. He did a lot of things. So what was the main one? Because he did one job, one main field. He was very proficient in like in one field. He was focusing on one field, but he was more curious about others. But what was the main field of his activity or study? You can just answer me by A, B, C, or D. And of course, as you are watching, don't forget to thank you, Ahsanal, for welcoming Amin's brother. He is not mad in English. He woke up from his bed to enjoy. Thank you. Great. I love that. Good. Ahsanal says it's medicine, meaning it's B, the second one. B, Amin as well. And finally, Nordin also says it's B. Let's check. And you guys are correct. So the main field that Ibn Sina was working in is a medicine, actually. Good. Number two, at what age did Ibn Sina start gaining recognition for his medical knowledge? So he started at a certain age, like understanding like a lot of medical stuff and understanding that he is more like interested in medicine. So number one, he is professional in medicine. He is focused. He is specialized in medicine. But number two is at what age did he understand? Well, I really like medicine. Uh, Actually, there is a hospital named after him everywhere in the world. So yeah, he's A 20, C 16. So far I have two answers. Yeah. So for those of you who are just joining, of course, welcome to the live stream. Today, Nordin says it's B. So I have three answers so far: A, B, or C. So as I was talking to the new people who are just joining, of course, welcome to the live stream. Today we will have listening and reading live stream. You will work on your listening and reading skills through this live stream, and at the same time, you will learn some new vocabulary. And of course, if you have any questions, you can ask me as you are here. You can like grab the opportunity and ask me anything about language that you have, a word that you don't understand, some rule, anything that you want. Ryan says it's B. Thank you, Ryan, for choosing B. Let's see which one. Actually, is 16. It's C. So the man was actually brilliant, so smart. He started recognizing that he is interested in medicine at the age of 16. At your age, I mean, probably. So maybe you too can become like the next Ibn Sina, maybe, inshallah, right? Okay. Which of the following is one of Ibn Sina's most famous works? So he had a lot of works, a lot of books. Which was the most famous one? Exactly. Ibn Sina of English, exactly. Or maybe that's you, Asanol. Maybe that's you. I don't know what Amin is interested in. Asanol says it's C, the Book of Healing. Nordin joins Asanol and says the Book of Healing. Ryan and Amin say it's A. Cool. Okay. It's A. So Amin and Ryan win actually. Yeah. The canon of medicine. Maybe for those of you who don't speak Arabic as a first language, the canon means the rules or the laws of medicine. And by the way, this is a book that was so important. It was very like important in the field of medicine that later on it was translated to Greek and Latin, so that like Greek and Latin Roman like doctors could benefit from it. It was a very important one. So yeah, it was a very important book. It was one of the most important. This is what we call in English cornerstone. Cornerstone. A cornerstone in English is something, an object or a person that is the basis of a certain field. For example, this book was one of the cornerstones of medicine. It was one of the basic works that helped develop the field of medicine. Can you imagine this? And the man, as we have seen in the previous question, started at the age of 15. All right. Where was Ibn Sina born? I think this was the question that we should have started with. Baghdad, Bukhara, Cairo, or Damascus? So Baghdad in I think it's in Iraq, Bukhara I think it's in Iran, Cairo in Egypt, or Damascus in Syria. Oh, Bukhara is in Uzbekistan, not Iran. Sorry for that. So Uzbekistan today. That was a mistake. I just checked it and I corrected myself. Ryan says V. Ryan is like uh, very engaged today with us. Ryan, you are doing a good job today. B, Nordin, B. Ryan and Amin. Ryan, you changed your mind? You changed your mind? Amin says it's D. He was born in Syria, in Damascus. Okay. What about Ahsanol? I didn't. Oh, Ahsanol says it's in Bukhara. Okay. And Nordin says in Bukhara. I have no idea. I'm just joining with them. That's the idea, Ahsanol. That's the idea. Because now what we are doing, we are just guessing, okay? Because later on we will discover all these questions. But I just want to give you an idea about Ibn Sina through these questions. So, for example, through this quiz, we learned that he started being interested in medicine at the age of 16. He wrote a very influential book in medicine called the Canon of Medicine or the Law of Medicine. We learned also that medicine was his main field of study. So we started understanding some stuff about Ibn Sina. Well, it's Bukhara actually. Ryan, you shouldn't have changed your first choice. When you have a choice, stick to that choice. Okay, I think that was our all right. The last one. Hopefully, this is the last one. By the way, again, like I have said in a quiz that I posted on the live stream on the channel, Ibn Sina was working on different field. He was working on medicine, on mathematics, on astronomy. Like he was working on a lot of fields, but he actually like the father of a field. He started a whole field, a whole field. Which field was that? Is it surgery, psychiatry, meaning psychology, anatomy, or pharmacology? And by the way, so psychiatry, it means the treatment, the medical treatment of mentally ill people. It's the medical treatment, not just the study, the treatment of these people. Yeah. So Ryan says it's B. What about Amin says it's D, pharmacology. Pharmacology is the making of medicine, of drugs, and Ahsanol says it's B. Ahsanol joins Ryan. So he says it's psychiatry. So Ryan and Ahsanol says it's B, and Amin says it's D. Let's see who will be correct. Shall I reveal? I will reveal. It's psychiatry. Psychiatry, actually, right? He started this study, or the study of how can we treat mental illness. So, I mean, unfortunately, Ryan won this time. Ryan and Arsenal won this time. Now we will see four vocabulary items, and yeah, all right, let's go. So devoured. By the way, these words devoured and quenched, summoned, astonishment, and privileged. You will find them in the text that we are going to listen to in a moment. So that's why I'm introducing it right now. Okay. So can you help me, please, by giving me like what is the answer? Nardin now, unfortunately. Perfect. What is the level? What level is or what grade is Ryan in right now? Yeah, Ryan and Arsenal are doing a great job today. I mean, unfortunately, Ryan is taking your place, it seems. Fourth grade. Fourth grade, and he is already good in English. That's amazing. That's amazing. So, can you help me with these words? Devoured, unquenched, summons, astonishment, and privileged. And please, if you haven't liked this video yet, kindly consider doing that because it really, really helps us like spread the word and gain more viewers and more people like coming here. So I really appreciate that. One is B. Amin said devoured, consumed. All right. You want a second just to drink some water? Ahsanol says 5 is C. So I'm just going to correct them very quickly. I'm going to see, do what you guys say. So Amin says uh, devoured is consumed. So it's B. Uh, Amin also says 2 is E, and quenched and fulfilled. Ahsanol says 5 is C. 5, which is privileged, is C, fortunate. You guys are doing a great job. 3 is A, summons, calls. And we are left with what? D, astonishment, so shock. You guys did a great job. So if I devour something, I eat something completely. I eat it, I consume it. This is one. Unquenched? Well, if I want to unquench, if I want to quench my thirst, if I want to fulfill my thirst, like drink water, I will quench my thirst. We can also say to quench your thirst for knowledge. So unquenched means unfulfilled. It's something that is not satisfied. Summons is call. So for example, my father summons me, or the king summoned the minister. He called him. Astonishment is shock, and privilege is someone who is like in a fortunate or advantageous position. So I hope these words are clear because we are going to do the first listening right now. The rule for listening, there are 3 rules. Okay, 3 rules for listening. Rule number 1, listen carefully because after you listen, we will have some questions that you guys need to answer. Number 2, if you have any question during the reading, if you don't understand the word, please make sure to tell me so that I can explain it so that you can follow with the text. Number 3, before we go to the reading, please consider liking this video. It really, really helps. So you guys did a great job with the the vocabulary words. So let's go to the first reading. I hope you guys have liked the video. I trust that you have. So we are going to do the first listening. This is listening and reading at the same time. You will listen and you will see the text in front of you. If there are any problems with the voice or the image, let me know. If there are any words that are not clear, let me know. We are going to start from chapter number 3. But if you want to watch the whole video, I left it in the link down below. So let's start the first listening.
16. Just 16. And already he had devoured every book in his father's collection and
Here
more.
in it,
Mathematics.
I'm not sure.
Avicenna was
All right.
16. Just 16. And already he had devoured every book in his father's collection and more. Mathematics, astronomy, philosophy. His mind was a library filled with knowledge far beyond his years. But his thirst, it remained unquenched. Each answer brought new questions. Each discovery only hinted at a greater mystery.
So here we start from the age of 16, because in the first 2 chapters it talks about his childhood. You can go and watch it later on. At the age of 16, he has already consumed all the books in his father's library, but he is still not satisfied. He wants to learn more. Just to put you in the context where we are right now. Let's go.
One day, as he walked through the bustling streets of Bukhara, a whisper reached his ear. "The Grand Library," someone murmured, eyes wide with wonder. "The place where secrets lie." Avicenna stopped in his tracks, his heart pounding. The Grand Library. A place spoken of in hushed tones. A place where only the
Beyond, it means like after something, right? After, beyond. So for example, I was let me see where it was, because I wanna see it exactly where it was. I'm sorry if I'm going back, and just like I wanna hear everything here. All right. In library. Far beyond his what? Beyond his
years.
years. So it was like more than his year. His knowledge was beyond, was like more than his years. All right.
But his thirst, it remained unquenched. Each answer brought new questions. Each discovery only hinted at a greater mystery. One day, as he walked through the bustling streets of Bukhara, a whisper reached his ear. "The Grand Library," someone murmured, eyes wide with wonder. "The place where secrets lie." Avicenna stopped in his tracks, his heart pounding. The Grand Library. A place spoken of in hushed tones, a place where only the elite and the privileged were allowed. The library was said to contain manuscripts older than the city itself, scrolls from distant lands, knowledge hidden from common eyes. Just the thought of it made his pulse quicken. Could
His pulse quicken means his heart started beating very fast.
a boy from a small village, gain entrance to such a place?
Right. So imagine a boy who was very curious. He wants to become a scientist. He doesn't have any more books because he has read all the books that he had at home. And now he hears that there is a huge library where he can read more and more books.
Days turned into nights as he dreamed of the library's hidden treasures. His father noticed the change in him, his eyes bright with longing, his spirit restless. "My son," Abdullah said gently, "you seek something far beyond our reach, but perhaps, the stars have a way." And as if guided by fate, that chance soon came. The ruler of Bukhara fell ill, gravely ill. None of his physicians could help him.
A physician, by the way, is a doctor.
Their methods failed, their medicines powerless. But word had spread of a young man in the city, a brilliant mind who understood medicine beyond his years. Young Avicenna. A summons came, unexpected and urgent. The ruler's court demanded his presence, hoping that this prodigy, this boy who knew so much, might save their leader. With his father's blessing, Avicenna went, his heart heavy with responsibility. but also alive with hope. The palace was grand, unlike anything he had ever seen. Marble floors gleamed under golden light, statues and paintings adorned the walls, and servants moved silently in their duties. But none of this interested Avicenna. His focus was on one thing: the ruler, lying weak and pale, surrounded by worried faces, every eye turning to him as he entered. Avicenna stepped forward, nerves racing but his face calm and composed. He took the ruler's hand, feeling the warmth of fever, the frail pulse beneath his fingertips. For a moment, he closed his eyes, listening, not just to the man's heartbeat, but to his own inner voice. And in that quiet, he found the answer. He ordered herbs and prepared a medicine, his hand steady.
Sorry, I didn't see where that was. Let me check. Normally a scroll, it's kind of an old paper, but I really hope I can find it. Anyways, I will look.
His mind clear. When he returned to the ruler's side, he spoke softly, confidently. "Drink this, sire. It will ease your pain." And as the liquid touched the ruler's lips, a wave of silence filled the room. Time itself seemed to hold its breath, until the ruler's eyes fluttered open, clearer, stronger. "You," the ruler whispered, looking at Avicenna with astonishment. "You have given me life." The court erupted in relief, voices praising him, hands patting his back. But Avicenna, standing there amidst the noise, felt only one thing: the realization of his own power. His knowledge had saved a life. He felt alive with purpose, the weight of his potential resting on his shoulders. As a reward, the ruler granted him access to the grand library. Avicenna's heart leapt. This was it, the chance he had been waiting for. With the ruler's blessing, he was escorted to a large iron-bound door guarded by men in armor, their expressions stern. They stepped aside, opening the doors slowly, and Avicenna felt the air grow thick with secrets as he entered.
So one second, I just need to explain some words. So I have the word scroll. Well, here it should be scrolls. Let me show you what is a scroll, Mr. Scroll. So a scroll is like an old paper where people used to write like old text and then they roll it up. We call that a scroll. So you either had books or scrolls back in the days. Let me just see if I can open this picture somewhere. So a scroll is something like this. This is a scroll. So it's a old form of like a book. Again, the second one is herbs. I mean, I think already explained this. So herbs, it's not really grass, but it's medicinal or medical plants. It's plants that we use for medicine, that we use for healing. What else? Leapt. To leap is to jump. To leap is to jump. I think those are the words. Okay, so
Inside, shelves stretched to the ceiling, filled with books and scrolls.
Right, so you see it here. So books and scrolls. I hope this is the word that you were looking for. So there are books and also there are scrolls, like just pieces of paper that are like rolled up like this.
Some dusty and ancient, others bound in leather and gleaming with gold lettering. The scent of parchment and ink filled his senses, a perfume that held the mysteries of ages. He stepped forward, almost afraid to disturb the silence, his fingers brushing over the spines of books from distant lands: Egypt, Greece, Persia. There were texts on medicine, philosophy, mathematics, and even hidden scrolls on alchemy. Each shelf was a doorway to a different world, each book a treasure waiting to be uncovered. He spent hours there, days even, his body barely leaving the library. He studied rare manuscripts, books written by scholars who had lived centuries before him. He read theories on the nature of the human soul, detailed explanations of the stars and planets, and the delicate...
All right. Alchemy is an old field. It's like chemistry, but it's not correct. It was a field where people believed that they can turn anything into gold. So it was kind of a scam, actually, at a certain point. So they will tell you, I can take this bottle of water and I can turn it into gold. So it was a kind of like what we call in English a pseudoscience. A pseudoscience is a science that is wrong. It's a field that is not really scientific. It just like has the impression. They try to impress you with words, but it's not scientific. So that's alchemy. So alchemy is the study of how to turn anything, especially metals, into gold.
art of healing. One night, as the candles flickered low, his eyes fell upon a manuscript that seemed older than the rest. Its pages were brittle, the ink faded. He carefully opened it, his heart racing as he read. It was a text on the human body, on medicine, but unlike anything he had ever seen. This was not just knowledge, it was wisdom, wisdom of the deepest kind. In that moment, he felt the weight of what he was learning, the power of the knowledge he held in his hands.
A shelf, I mean, is where we put books. It's like a level like this, and then another one like this, and then you put books on top of them. That's a shelf. But alchemy, I mean, is not chemistry. Chemistry is science. Alchemy is not science. It's pseudoscience. It's wrong because you can't just take anything and turn it into gold. It was just an old belief. Like people in the past believed that they can take anything, if they study it well, they can turn anything into gold.
But with that power came a whisper of doubt. What if I cannot live up to this? What if I fail? The thought haunted him, a shadow creeping into his mind. He was just one person, one boy. Could he truly carry this burden? But as quickly as the doubt came, a fire rose within him. No, he had been given this chance, and he would not waste it. He would learn, he would study, he would unlock every secret the Grand Library held. And so, night after night, he read, he memorized, he filled his mind with the knowledge of the ages. By the time he left the library, weeks had passed, and he was changed. He was no longer just a boy from a small village. He had touched the past, understood the wisdom of those who came before, and felt the promise of a future yet to be written. As he walked back through the palace, his head held high, he knew this was only the beginning. His journey was far from over. He had unlocked doors that could never be closed, and with each step, he felt the weight of his destiny grow heavier, his purpose clearer. Avicenna left the palace that day a different person, a scholar, a healer, and perhaps something more. A soul with a mission, a mind filled with knowledge, a heart ready for whatever the world would demand of him. And as he looked up at the night sky, at the stars that had once whispered his name, He knew they were watching him, guiding him forward on a path that only he could walk. The world awaited him, its mysteries, its challenges, its wonders. And Avicenna, with his mind sharper than ever, with his heart unshaken, was ready to face it. Chapter 4.
All right, because we don't want to go to chapter 4. We are just taking one chapter that I think is like more interesting. It has more pieces of information. Chapter number 3 is where like it talks about where it talked about the beginning of Ibn Sina. Didn't he invent algorithm? No, that's Al-Khwarizmi. That's a different person. But for like Hamda, let me check, please. Let me check because Miss or Mister or first of all, Ala Riza. First of all, welcome. I think this is the second time. I remember you were here before, but I think that's not Ibn Sina. Maybe that's someone else because I checked and Ibn Sina was born in Uzbekistan, like we talked about in the beginning. But of course, we are always glad that like people from those regions like join us. So thank you. Wonderful. All right. So let me go back to the questions and let's see if you guys like were listening well, were reading well, or did the information escape you? Let me just remove this one. Of course, don't forget to like. I were really glad that you can like and help like spread the word. So the first exercise that we will do is true or false. So I have for you sentences, information from the text that we have just listened to, and you guys tell me if they are right or if they are false. Ibn Sina had already learned about medicine by the age of 16. Is this true? You can write T if you are too lazy, or you can write F. Yeah, second time, yeah, the time on that was under. I see now. I understand. Because that's the deal. It was like things were very confusing in the past because I've heard before a lot of people say he was an Arab. Well, he was not an Arab actually. He did not speak Arabic. He only spoke Arabic in the same way that we speak English right now, because Arabic was a dominant language at the time, but he was not Arabic. For us, for example, we are speaking English, but that does not mean that we are American or British. We are just speaking English because it's the dominant language in our age. True, false, false. I mean, we have already spoken about this actually, and we said it was true. He has already learned about medicine, Nordin. Wonderful. So both Amin and Ryan didn't get this one. He has already, well, he was not a doctor, but he learned a lot about medicine. And remember, it was at the age of 16 that he went to, uh, like, uh, to, um, uh, to heal or to cure the king. Next one. The Grand Library was open to the public. So, if you remember, this was in a passage where Ibn Sina has already read all the books that he had, like that they had, like he laid his hand on, and he wanted to read more, and he heard about the Grand Library. But this Grand Library, was it open to everybody or no? Is this true or is this false? Asanol says this is false. Again, for those of you watching, welcome. Today we are talking about Ibn Sina. Ryan and Amin say it's false. I want to go a little bit faster, so I want to show it. It's false indeed. The Grand Library was restricted to the elite and privileged. Only the high class people could access the library. You guys are correct. The ruler of Bukhara was gravely ill, and no other physician could cure him other than Ibn Sina, of course. So there was no physician, no doctor who could cure the ruler of Bukhara. So Ibn Sina decided to go. Is this true or is this false according to what you guys say? False, Nordin is talking about the previous question. Ahsanul says it's true. I mean, what do you mean by me? I think I okay. It was a typo. Yeah. Amin was typing fast, so he forgot to write true. It happens sometimes. Sometimes I'm speaking to my students and I'm writing something on the board, and I write what I say, even if I'm speaking like about something different than I'm writing. I mean, sometimes like you are typing something and your mind gets stuck on a word and it writes it again. It happens. As I said, it happens to me sometimes. I'm writing something on the board, and for example, I want to tell my students to stay quiet, and I write "stay quiet" while I'm writing something completely different. Okay, this is indeed true. So when he heard about the Grand Library, something very lucky happened. The king or the ruler was sick. So he went and cured him and he gave him access to the library. So that was amazing. Ibn Sina treated the ruler with a medicine that he prepared himself, even he was young. Is this true or is this false? True. Exactly. There is a lag. Now I understand this, by the way. There is a little bit of lag going on here. Uh, with herbs. Ryan says false, but Amin says it's true. Exactly, exactly. So he prepared actually Ryan, it's true. So because if you remember, he made something like by himself and he gave it to the king and the king opened his eyes. Last question probably, I think it's this one. Ibn Sina was rewarded with gold for saving the ruler. He was rewarded, meaning he was given the prize of gold. Is this true or is this false? Nordin, I think you are talking about the previous one, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, Asanon says this is true. Or this is false, sorry. I mean, this is what happened. Me too. I read the true by Nordin, and then I read Ahsanul's answer as false. False, false, I don't know. Let's say true. Okay, let's see. So Ryan says it's false. Amin says it's true. Says, let's say it's true. Okay, I'm gonna reveal it now. It's false. Ryan wins. Ryan wins. So Ibn Sina was rewarded with access to the Grand Library. So, by the way, some of these like some of these events are not really 100% true because this is just like for the story. But some of the the main facts are correct. Next exercise, it's this one. So you are going to choose the right answer. How did Ibn Sina feel when he learned about the Grand Library? He felt intimidated. Intimidated is like kind of scared. Disinterested, he felt indifferent. I don't care. He was filled with excitement, or he felt angry. How did he feel when false Nordin? Yes, just Nordin. There is a little, you are a little bit late. When you said it's the last question, he became sad and wanted to continue. We will still have some more questions. I think you are challenging each other. Amin says C. Ryan says A. Amin or Ahsanul says C. Okay, let's check. Of course, he was excited. So he was not scared, Ryan. Intimidated, he was scared. No, he was curious. He wanted to know what are the books that exist in this library. Next question. How did Ibn Sina appear when he first approached the ruler? When he came, imagine you are meeting a king, a ruler of a big city. How would you feel? Maybe you will feel intimidated, scared. How did Ibn Sina feel? Did he feel calm and focused? Did he feel nervous and shaky? Did he feel confused? I don't know what I'm gonna do. Or did he feel excited? I'm happy. I'm gonna see a sick ruler. ريان سي. أحسن سي. Confused. Oh, all right. I'm not sure what you guys are answering. Nervous and shaky. Amin says A. All right, I have a lot of answers going on now. Well, he actually felt calm and focused. So he was sure about himself because he though he was very young, he knew some medicine, right? He trusted himself. Next one. How did the ruler react after Ibn Sina's medicine worked? He seemed disappointed. He said, "Oh, my God, I wanted to die. Why did you save me?" He was unimpressed. So what? You saved me, so what? He saw Ibn Sina as someone who saved his life. Or he was angry. Why did you save my life? You could have left me die. Nordin, sometimes I don't know if which one. Nordin, if you are watching me, if you are hearing me now, could you please scroll to the end of the video of the live stream, like that little thing that we move like to go to different minutes. Take it to the end because you are a little bit late. C and B, Ryan. Okay. All right. So in a moment, I will. I'm just gonna give me 1 second. I just want to like show later a video, a little heartwarming. All right. So let me just visit very quickly. Okay. English, yes. Speech, yes. This is, by the way, our other channel. By the way, we have this channel and learn English through speeches. So, in this main channel that you are watching now, we are learning English through stories, and in this main channel, we learn English through speeches, like the last speech of Donald Trump. So basically, you will find very famous speeches. Yes, Woo English again. So Woo English commenting on Woo English. So you will find in this other channel like some famous speeches by Obama, for example, Trump, Kamala Harris, etc. And through these speeches, you will find like the script of the speech so that you can learn also through speeches. Let's reveal the answer for this one. It's Ibn Sina, of course. He saved his life because he was dying. What did Ibn Sina see in the Grand Library? Only books about medicine? Books on a variety of topics? Scrolls from distant lands? Or both C and B, or B and C? Meaning books and scrolls. So, what is the answer? Yeah, you guys are welcoming Woo English to Woo English. D seems special. Yes, that's the way to approach these questions. A and B seem sus, but D, it seems very legit. So I'm gonna choose D because it seems a little bit special. That's the way to choose. That's the way to answer. Okay, actually it's D. In the Grand Library, he read books from a variety of topics, and at the same time, he read scrolls, scrolls from distant lands like Persia, like Greece, like the Arab world. I hope this is the last one. I hope this is the last one. This is the last one. And you already saw the answer. What types of knowledge did Ibn Sina find in the Grand Library? Limited to mathematics, only medicine, a wide variety, medicine, philosophy, astronomy, mostly local knowledge, like just the things that people know in that area of place. I think it's quite clear. That's the strategy for multiple choice questions. Sometimes, like I see this in my students' work. Sometimes, if they are answering a question and they find A, they will become suspicious. They will say, "Well, why are all the answers A?" But for me, I do that on purpose so that to see if they will figure out the answer. C, C, okay. All right, you guys are correct. So he found the book in the free read. Normally now we should make a second reading, but I don't want to waste time with that. I think you guys had enough reading, like because it's 10 minutes, it will be too boring. So I'm gonna jump into this question. In this question, I have a little paragraph from the text, and I have five, one, two, three, four, five, 6 words from the text that I want you to put in these words. So, for example, Ibn Sina had an desire for knowledge. Trump or Kamala? You mean which one will win? Tell your students to like to watch your live. Yeah, all right. But unfortunately, their level is not like they are still beginners somehow. But yeah, so maybe one day I will do that. I just don't try to mix my public working with my YouTube working. Is this clear? Is this or shall I do like this? Maybe this is better. I'm gonna just show an ending. All right. So I'm gonna write it this way because I can't read. I can't write. I'm as lazy as you guys are. So I'm just gonna do it like this. You said an ending. An ending. Grand. Nice. So Amin and Ahsanul are racing to see who will finish them first. Amin says treating. Number 3, treating. I will write that. Just because I don't wanna like treating. C, treating. All right. So Ahsanul is now. Amin is in the lead. Amin is first now. Lens. Okay. Okay. I mean, Ahsanul beat you in this one. You guys said lens, right? Lens. All right, you guys are racing. That's amazing. That's all. Ah, wisdom is written 2 times. Okay, okay. Yeah, all right. So I don't know who won, but I think both of you guys did a great job. So, uh, Ibn Sina had, you can read it as well at home. You can read it like aloud. I will read it. I will give you some time to read it too. It's a very good exercise to read. This is what we call shadow reading. Shadow reading is to read after someone in the same way that they read. I will read it. You can try and read it too. Ibn Sina had an unending desire for knowledge. Upon hearing about the Grand Library, he dreamt of accessing its secrets. When the ruler fell ill, he saw his chance. After successfully treating the ruler, he was given permission to enter the library, which contained books from distant lands. One manuscript on the human body offered profound means deep, profound wisdom that fueled his ambitions. So that was the first exercise, this one. Um, all right, so I think this is the last question, which is a discussion. So the last one, Amin is too fast. I had hard time competing with him, so that's good competition. Uh, if you had access to a library that contained all the books and all the secrets of past civilizations, what would you hope to learn and why? This is the last question that we will finish this live stream with. And while we are at it, I want to give a shout out to Brand and Thorn. I think, hell, I hope I'm pronouncing your name well. And I want to give you a shout out because you left a great, a very, very like heartwarming comment on one of our videos. I think it was the story of Beethoven. So the comment says, the production team, a hearty thanks for a great story of inspiration while at the same time learning about a great historical person who has left a great legacy to this world in terms of education and hope to this world at this time, which is filled with violence and disharmony. We can learn from history, but unfortunately, we keep forgetting. Well, here is Beethoven and his legacy. I really like this comment because that's really like the idea behind to brand live. uh, so I want to give you guys, I want to give it a shout because this is exactly what we try to do. So if you guys are seeing that we succeeded in doing this, in sharing stories that will help you learn English, but at the same time learn like very valuable stories from the past, I think we have succeeded in our mission. So I hope that was the case. If you had access to an ancient library, what was the thing that you would love to learn about more? For me, I think I would love to hear some alchemy. I want to learn how I can turn anything into gold. That was a very, very common practice, by the way, at the time. Oh, okay. Arsenal, we answered the same way, man. We answered the same way. Me too. All right, but you beat me to the answer. You beat me to the answer. I think you got it first. All right. So that was Ryan, history of countries. Wow, nice. I think, well, like on a serious note, I think I would love to understand what were the ideas of people back then. Like, how did they think? Especially, what was their daily life like? So I want to learn about their daily life. Ryan, Amin's brother, wants to learn about the history, but Amin wants to learn about medicine, especially the old one, the old practices. Like some old practices were actually very, very good. And with this, I think with this amazing, and I think we come to an end of our live stream. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. If you haven't liked this video, there is still time to like it, because even if you like it after or around the end of the live stream, it still counts. All right. Amen. Thank you so much. So, if you can still like the video, and um, so you can still like the video. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing that. Consider visiting my personal channel through the description. Thank you so much, Iman. You are very late. All right, you all came very late, but thank you so much for coming. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for the engagement, and see you in the next live stream. Take care of yourself. W, Arsenal. Thank you so much.